My lips are dry, so I just gotta lick my lips a bit. But imagine a seed, okay? Let's just get straight into it. Imagine a seed, and imagine you were in charge of this seed. What would you do with it? You just have a seed. You don't know of what fruit, of what nature the seed is. You just know you have a seed. What are you gonna do with it? Right? A lot of people might come at it with this "I don't really care" mentality and attitude, and I guess right, but you're just given a seed. Don't you want to see what it becomes? No. If you're not interested, you can continue with the rest of your life. But imagine you just had this seed, and it was with you all the time. It was always with you. Would you just leave it out to rot? Say you say you keep it in your pocket and it just rots out and it never becomes anything it could have been. Or will you just throw it away and then pretend you didn't even have a seed to begin with, or just forget the fact that you had one to begin with? Or will you plant the seed and then maybe take care of it for a month to a year and then forget about it, because that happens too. Or take care of it for a while until it sort of matures in some way and then forget about it, right? It's grown to some extent, but you just don't care anymore. Or will you nurture it and love it and take care of it until it becomes a great tree able to sustain itself, and then it bears fruit and the fruits ripen so that you may perhaps eat from the fruit of this tree? If it doesn't bear fruit, then whatever it bears is what you will is the fruit of which you will eat. Whatever it is that it gives, maybe it gives you shade. They say you plant a tree, whatever that thing is, whatever that is. I don't care about that, so I don't even know it. But plant a tree today, you sit in the shade next year, basically, or some shit, right? Something like that. So the question is, what would you do with your seed? This seed is an analogy for who you are and what you have within you. See, I made this video 2, 3 years ago. I was like 20, 21 maybe when I had this thought. But cool. I made this video where I spoke about potential value. And essentially, in the journey of whatever it is, right? Self development, self improvement, self help, becoming the best version of yourself, whatever you want to call this road, right? Along this path, the reality that you must face is that of potential value. What does that mean? Ultimately, the idea I guess I came up with was that potential value is essentially you your ability to be something great, like a tree, like a seed. Like a seed has the ability to someday become a tree that bears fruit, or just a tree that stands there and has this great presence and provides shade or provides wood, and people use the wood to build houses or whatever, right? Whatever. But you are a seed and you have this potential value. That's what we'll call it. The potential value that exists within you. Now, you can choose to either tap into that and access that, which would be being the person who nurtures the seed into a great, fully grown tree and reaps the rewards. To be honest, you don't really reap the rewards. You have the right to the action, not the fruit. So, in a sense, you're the kind of person who you grow the tree, but you don't eat from you don't eat from it because your food is the act of growing the tree. This is theoretical, metaphorical, not literal, but maybe even literal. You don't eat from the tree, you feed everyone else. Um, yeah, you can choose to either be that person or the person who takes care of the tree for a little, the seed for a little bit, and then, lets it go, does it just turns to something else. No longer gives it their undivided attention. Or you could be the person who doesn't grow the seed at all, just throws it away. Or you could be the person who lets the seed rot out right in front of them, knowing that they have this thing they can access, this potential, yet they just let it rot away right in front of them. You see, I use this analogy. Imagine there was a, a homeless man and a king, and I think I've already spoken about this before, but I'll just, say it again so it's understood within the context of this particular video. A king and a homeless man. Let's say the homeless man gives you a gift. And let's say, trying to find something. Let's say the homeless man gives you a guitar pick. I have a little guitar case. My friend gave me this and all the picks inside, which is pretty cool. But anyway, um, say this homeless man gives you a guitar pick. Ooh, what a cool guitar pick. What would be your response? In all honesty, if everybody's being honest and uses as reference every time they've interacted with homeless individuals, like, people of that nature who are misfortunate to the extent that they are living on the streets. And I think I'm elaborating too much. I'm just going to cut to the point. But every time a homeless person, so if a homeless person were to give you that guitar pick, what would you do? Ultimately, you would throw it away, discard of it, or you wouldn't really take it seriously. It wouldn't be something that great to you. You just take it, okay, cool guitar pick. If you lose it, you lose it. You don't really care. You don't really pay attention to it. It's nothing special to you. Why? Because it comes from a homeless man. But let's say a king gave you the exact same guitar pick. Your reaction would be the absolute opposite. You would take good care of this particular gift. You would be very fond of this gift. You would pay close attention to everything that happens to this gift. You would never discard of it. You would place it in a very safe place, maybe secretive. Maybe you would put it on display for people to see. Oh, look at the gift I got from the king. Oh, look at me, and boast about it here and there, whatever. But the reaction would be different because the person who is giving you the gift is different. The difference is the status of the person, the wealth of the person, the way you view the person. That is what matters above the actual gift itself. Let me say that again. The way the person is viewed by everyone is what matters more than the gift that was given itself. So the king gives you a guitar pick. Oh, what a great gift. The homeless man gives you a guitar pick. Who cares? It's just a guitar pick, dude. I'll buy myself a better one. I'll buy my. I don't need this thing. Throw it away. He's probably got like AIDS or some shit. And that's crazy, right? But but that's the reaction we have. So as a young man, you are much like the homeless man. And I realized this when I was 18 years old. I realized it, but I was only able to sort of put it into words at the age of like 20, 21. But when I was 18, I realized that every single thing I do, nobody really cares. I think I realized that much before, much like long before I was 18, but I put it into words when I was 18 that I care about people. I give a lot. I I was very selfless. I am very selfless. I'm a very giving person. But because of who is giving and the status, the value of the person that is giving, and where that giving comes from, and we'll talk about that specific line, that's those specific words. Remember where that giving is coming from. Right, we'll talk about that specifically, that specific part later. But because it's coming from someone of low value, it is viewed as something of low value, right? Whereas if it was coming from someone of high value, it would be viewed as something of high value because that's just how human beings are. So, and what's crazy is that the reality is that it's actually in reverse. The homeless man has less to give, yet gives anyway, right? That's literally selflessness. That's literally the act of selflessness. Giving, even when you have little to give, especially when you have little to give, little to nothing to give. You don't have anything, yet you still give. Somehow you find a way to give because that's you being selfless. That is selflessness. Whereas the person who has everything and gives a little bit, that's not really being selfless, is it? That's just, you know, I mean, you could still see it as being selfless, but if you were to compare the meaning of what was given with both cases, the person who was homeless gave you like this, yet the person who had everything gave you like this. That's the meaning within the thing that they gave. That's the meaning it holds. Yet you view it as though the person who gave you this, because they have this, you take it as that, like, wow, this is great. Whereas the person who has this and they gave you a piece of this, which was essentially giving you something which is like that within their own terms, like the act of selflessness in a value spectrum sense would be like all the way up here. You see it as, oh, nothing, yeah, whatever. I know it's just kind of crazy, right? So I realized that at a young age and I stopped. I think I fell into a cycle of being pessimistic at about, I think I was grade 10. Grade 10 was when I really became very pessimistic and nihilistic to some degree and just annoyed and sad and rebellious. I think that's when it started. Yeah, grade end of grade 9, grade 10. So I was like 14, 15. Yeah, I was 14 turning. I was yeah, 14, 15. That's when it started. And I just started to rebel. Everything. Everything. It was just rebellion for me. Because I hated the fact that no matter how much I tried, no matter how much I cared, no matter how much I gave to anyone, it meant little to nothing because it came from a place of little to no value, little to no worth. Because I was a person of little to no value and little to no worth. So that's what you are as a young man. you are someone who is of little to no value and little to no worth. Regardless of who it is you're talking to, what it is you're doing, you have little to no value, little to no worth. Now, for some people, it's different. Some people are more popular. So, yeah, maybe there is a bit of worth in that. Cool. Good for them. I wasn't one of those people. Unlucky, right? Um, so, yeah, you need to realize this as a young man that the majority of the things you do, people won't really care. People won't really appreciate you, value you. Could your acts will either be taken for granted, or your acts of kindness won't even be seen at all. They'll just be discarded as though they didn't even happen, as though it was worth nothing. So yeah, that's what you are. You're the seed that nobody really cares about. Because why would you invest all your time? Why would you invest yourself, your efforts, your money, your whatever it is that you have built? Or why would you trust that this seed, this particular seed, will bear fruit? How many seeds are planted? How many seeds fall into the ground and never spring up? More seeds fall into the ground. There are more seeds than there are trees, right? Essentially, you look at it, and it's like that with everything. Everything. There are more spermatozoa than there are necessary for a baby, right? If you genuinely think about it, there are much more spermatozoa than there are necessary. Like you have thousands, millions, billions of sperm cells, yet only one makes it into an egg, if not two, twins, maybe six tuplets and all that shit, right? But generally speaking, one makes it into an egg and fertilizes the egg and becomes a human being. Yet there were millions, if not billions, of sperm cells that just die. So the question would be, why would I invest into this particular sperm? Why would I invest? It's crazy because I just called all young guys sperm, a sperm cell. That's all you are. You're just a sperm cell. That's it. You're nothing more than a sperm cell. So why would anybody invest into you, a little sperm cell, right? That's ultimately how they view it. Why would I invest into this young man? You know? I mean, even I swear, even if you look sharp, even if you look good, even if you look smart, even if you look confident, capable, disciplined, and all those things, because to some degree, that's what I did for myself. I just started working out. I started building myself up in various aspects and various ways, and still, still got treated like shit because I had nothing to show for it, nothing to prove my worth. I had little to no worth, little to no value, even though I had built myself up in various other ways. People don't see what I see. People didn't, I don't know, people don't see it. They don't see value within anything other than finances. Really, if we're, I mean, I think that's wrong to say in that particular way, but to define the term specifically within this specific video, to be very specific, people don't see value in you. They don't see value beyond what you have the ability to give. They don't see value beyond the value you can provide. Ultimately, I think that's better to say. and whether the value you can provide is monetary or, I guess, emotional presence, social confidence, and all those other things, communication skills, all that stuff. If you don't have that, you have nothing. If you don't have value, if you don't understand what value is, go learn what value is. Go figure out what value is, and you'll understand what it is that people want, right? And it's like ultimately, if you don't have that, you have nothing. You have no respect. You have no gratitude for your actions. Nobody really cares. You'll do something great. I remember, fudge. I swear, I actually will never talk about that. I think it's better to just leave that alone. But you'll do something, right? I'll talk about someone else. I'll talk about someone else. There's this person, right, who essentially saved someone's life. This homeless guy was okay, so this girl was walking and she's the one who told me the story. And she said it in a way which was kind of effed up, but I'll just make it more nice. This girl was walking and she got approached by a guy, and this guy was flirting with her or whatever. Um, and he was trying to, I guess he was trying, his end goal was to mug her. She didn't know this. He was trying to flirt with her. She was sort of like being resistant, but she did say she was like, she felt flattered. And then a homeless guy walks up and he pulls her. He tries to grab her, get her attention, and pull her away from this guy. She first like moves her body away to just try to dodge the guy, and then he reaches out again and pulls her. He grabs her, like firmly grips her arm and pulls her back, and says, "Yo, this guy's trying to rob you. What do you not see? These guys have always been around here. This guy's trying to rob you." And she goes, "What?" And she's like, first, she's just annoyed at the fact that this is her words. She was annoyed at the fact that the guy was smelly and dirty and he was touching her. And then he said that the guy was trying to mug her, and she looks to the guy. So I guess the guy didn't notice, and he had already pulled out like a knife or some shit. And he turned and he sees, oh shit, she's not like walking side by side or some shit. Bro has zero peripheral vision. And he puts the knife back in his pocket and he keeps walking, right? Like, dude, nothing's going on. And she felt, well, she was just, like shocked that holy shit, this guy was about to mug her. And she was like, I guess, grateful to some degree. Not really, but grateful to some degree that this homeless guy, pulled her away and said and saved her. But she just walked away, still very dismissive of the homeless man as well. Um, I don't like having dry lips, man. I swear. Anyway, very dismissive of the homeless man, and she just carries on walking and goes back home, right? And then she comes the next day, tells us the story, and I'm in my mind, I'm just like, dude, that guy just low key saved you from mountains of trauma, saved your life to some degree, depending on how, like, bloodthirsty that guy was. And still, even when she was talking about the story, she was just like, that guy was so disgusting. Like, he hadn't showered and everything. I'm like, yeah, because he doesn't have a place to shower, he doesn't have a home, right? Yet he still did something nice. Still did something like that's just like, geez, like well done, man. And it goes unnoticed. It just goes unnoticed. Nobody cares. Nobody knows this guy. She doesn't even, she probably doesn't remember his face. She just, ew, don't touch me. And she was just, and she, I swear, The point she hammered on the most wasn't even the fact that she was gonna get robbed, but it was more the fact that this guy, this gross, disgusting guy, touched her, and she just felt so disgusting, and yeah, 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 and she just kept going on about that. Not about how he saved her, low key. Not about how he helped her prevent. Pre- anyway, I'm getting distracted. Point is, you're the homeless man. Any act, anything you do that is like kind, that is good, that is great, the person doesn't see what you did. They just see you as a disgusting, gross, homeless man. And that will be you for a very long time. As a young man, that's just the position you're in. And then you build yourself up. And as you continue to build yourself up, a lot of people think it's just money that they need. And that's why I had to correct myself, the terminology that I used, because finances are important, but they're not everything. Sure as hell, they're maybe 5%, maybe 10, let's just say 10% of what it takes. 10% of your true value is monetary. Maybe even, and 10% is pushing it. Value is something else. And you have to develop that. You have to develop yourself over the years as you're young. Because, again, like the seed, if you choose not to develop this thing, if you choose not to nurture yourself, nurture the seed that exists in you as you, that is you, if you choose not to follow this path, to grow along this path, you will rot out. You will have this potential value within you when you're 70 and still nothing will come of it because you're not you've chosen to neglect the seed itself. You've chosen not to take the path of growth, not to plant the seed, not to nurture it, not to take care of it, not to grow as a person. You've chosen. Yeah, you've chosen and you've made the wrong choice. You've made a bad choice. Or if you choose to, nurture for a little bit and then you discard of it later, it's like you've chosen not to live. That's what I want to say, but I didn't want to say it. I don't know why I didn't want to say it. You've chosen not to live. If you choose to discard of the seed and you let it rot out, you choose not to live. All men die, but not all men really live. There's been a constant battle, a constant war, a war with fear. Those who have the courage to defeat it are made free. Those who are conquered by it are made to suffer until they have the courage to defeat it. You suffer until you have the courage to live, until you have the courage to nurture the seed, to plant the seed, fertilize the soil, dig a hole, fertilize the soil, plant the seed, bury the seed, water it, take care of it. You just sit there and wait for it. Needs water, take care of it, nurture it. Just continue this process until it becomes a great tree. Yes, of course, it's a tiresome process. Yes, of course, it's not fun. Yes, of course, there is a lot of just, it's very lonely. It's very lonely because you don't go through that with anyone else. You go through it by yourself, and it's forever by yourself. So, yes, it's very lonely. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it's kind of sad. But that's what it takes in order to be a great tree. And then you build yourself up, right? You develop yourself socially, physically, mentally, spiritually. You build a character that aligns himself with certain principles and morals that are fundamentally rooted in reality. That's extremely important as well. Fundamentally rooted in reality. And then you move forward. and as a result you become the tree that bears fruit. Now when you're a great tree, now you can give. Now you're allowed to be selfless, right? You're allowed to be selfless and it will be appreciated. Now when you're the king and you have all of these riches, you have an empire, a palace, you have all the gold in the world. Now you can give. If you gave someone gold or silver while you were homeless, it meant nothing. But now that you're the king, if you choose to give someone something, it comes from a different place. Now let's get back to that line that we mentioned earlier. Where does it come from? Where does it come from? Where it comes from is essentially the paradigm at which you're at when you are giving this particular thing. Are you giving it from the place of I'm giving it to you because I need you to be to like me, right? I'm giving you this gift, the guitar pick, for example, because I need you to see me as not just useless and valueless and worthless. I need you to see me as something. I need you to see me as better than what everybody else sees me as, or as though I am not just the homeless man, as though I actually have value and worth. I need you to see that. I need you to validate me. Does it come from the place of I'm giving it to you because, again, I want you to like me? I'm giving it to you because I need your approval, because just this constant seeking of validation, like you want the other person's validation. Is that why you're giving them the guitar pick? Where is it coming from? Is it coming from a place of scarcity? I don't have a lot of guitar picks, but I'm giving you this one. So it's very important that you see it as a very important thing as well, because I don't have a lot of them, and this is like the probably the only one that I have, if not one of the few that I have. So it's very valuable to me, and therefore you need to see it as valuable to you as well. And it's like right? Or does it come from a place of abundance? Here's a guitar pick, just cause. Is it coming from a place of abundance? Is it coming from a place of, I don't need you to like me, but I'm just doing this to share with you? Why are you giving this to me? Because I want to share. Because I have a lot and I want to give a lot. Because now I have something to give, right? Everybody wants things, but if you don't have anything, you don't have anything to give. But when you have everything, when you're the king, now you have something to give. Now you can give. Now it's valid for you to give someone a guitar pick, right? And plus, when you give as the king, the value of the things that you give kind of skyrockets with the value that you possess yourself. So if you got like I think this was something that happened. Neymar, a sweatband, the sweatband they wear on their head, foreheads and shit. If you got a sweatband from Neymar, that's not the same thing as getting a sweatband from your friend, right? Right? Although the one from your friend should be more valuable and much better, it's not. The sweatband from Neymar is more valuable and much better because Neymar has value to the world, right? He's I don't even know how to explain that particular concept, that particular part, because I don't even care about that. But he's built himself up in a particular way. He's an athlete, and as a result of being an athlete, he's praised and he's valued by both men and women alike. And as a result of that as well, the things he has, like his sweatband, if you, I think this happened, he was getting like, he was celebrating and someone from the audience took a sweatband and they just, and obviously everybody's celebrating, so you don't know who it was, but it's gone now. that person could sell that on the market. Like, hey, Neymar sweatband, selling it for, I don't know, uh, 500,000 or some shit, and people would buy it. People would buy it because it has Neymar sweat. Because Neymar was actually wearing it. Because maybe let's use Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo, like, oh shit, this is his match shirt. He takes it off, throws it in the crowd. There's a reason everybody in the crowd goes crazy in order to get their hands on that shirt. Why? 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 Think about it. Why do people go crazy over a t-shirt? If I took a t-shirt off and threw it into an audience, people would just look at it like, the hell? What the fuck are you doing, Chi? But Cristiano Ronaldo does that, everybody goes crazy. People are trying to lick the shirt. So what are you licking the shirt for? People are trying to grab the shirt and have the shirt so they can put the shirt on in a like the frame so that they can put it on their wall or some shit. Oh, that's the shirt Cristiano Ronaldo wore on this game, and I got the shirt. It's like why is that? Because it's where the it's where the thing comes from. It's the value of the person who gives the thing that matters more than the thing itself. It's just a shirt. I swear that exact same t-shirt, that exact same shirt, like if you take the fucking shirt, man, I swear, this shirt itself, it's the same one you get at any other store. Same fabric, same material, whatever, right? Right? There's no like, oh, this one is like, I don't know, fucking carbon fiber shirt or some shit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care, right? The point is, it's just a shirt. He could have been wearing, like, let's say he did this. Let's say he did this. He says, one of these is mine, the other one isn't. And then he goes behind his back, he mixes it up, like, okay, you can have this one, you can have that one. Just the simple fact that one of them could be Ronaldo's shirt, those two people who have the shirts could sell them for millions. It's crazy. It's crazy. If not millions, just a shit ton of money. More money than the shirt is worth. More money than the shirt is worth just because it was given to them by Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's say Cristiano Ronaldo or any, think of your favorite, LeBron James. LeBron James goes to the local NBA sports man's warehouse store or some shit. The local sports shop buys a basketball and then gives it to you. He bought it from that store for like $50. Cool. Okay. Gives it to you. Oh, LeBron James gave you that ball. You can sell it for 50K because it was given to you by who? LeBron James. The object itself doesn't matter. It's where the object comes from and who it is that's giving, the value of the person that is giving you the particular object, that thing, whatever it is. That's what's important. So you need to realize this as a fundamental fact of life. You need to realize this as a slice of reality that what matters isn't, oh, I am giving them, like you see it all the time. You hear about it all the time. These men, wealthy men, getting cheated on. There's even the common joke is that you build yourself up, you go to school, you become a doctor, and just to get cheated on, just for your wife to cheat on you with the pool boy. It's a running joke. It's a running joke because one, it's of how much it happens. how often it happens, and then two, of just, let's just say that, let's just say one. It's a running joke, and it's primarily because of how often it happens, how much it actually happens, how real it is, that your money doesn't matter. The object doesn't matter. What truly matters is where the object is coming from and who it is that is giving you that particular object. So you could be the doctor who's just a beta male mangina, or you could be the doctor who's a very high value king, man, leader, warrior, ruler, the conqueror of himself and the world at large. You could be, you could, you could be a doctor, but the one is gonna have a great life and gonna have a wife that loves him and kids and all that, and the other one is gonna have a divorce. They're both doctors. It's not about you being a doctor, right? You could be an engineer. You could be the smartest, most brilliant engineer on the planet. Crazy, right? That's amazing. Look at Jeff Bezos. Look at Jeff. Amazon. Richest man on the planet for a while. Bro was the richest man on the planet for a long time. At least in accordance to the statistics given to us by the Americans and the statistics given to us by the media, right? He was the richest man according to those stats for a while. Cool. His wife still left him, took him for half his cash. He made it back, doesn't matter, but wife still left him. Why? Did you see Jeff Bezos before the divorce? Have you seen pictures of Jeff before the divorce? Bro looks like a beta male simp mangina. That's what he was. After the divorce, bro got swole. Bro hit the gym, bro got jacked. But even in getting jacked, he still doesn't understand a few things. And because he doesn't understand those things, Leonardo DiCaprio was about to take his girl. Leonardo DiCaprio almost took his girl, bro. Alive. In front of everybody. Everybody knows, everybody saw that. That's crazy. It doesn't matter what you have. It matters where what you have comes from and who it is you are. That's what matters. A lot of people don't get that. A lot of people don't understand that. Money doesn't matter. Money doesn't mean fuck all. Money doesn't mean anything. A lot of people don't get that. Because they get results when they have a lot of money. Oh, I have money, and then they start getting results, right? Because yeah, sure, you're going to get some results with the money. You're gonna, and it's gonna last. Like money will only get you like so far. Money, let's say the bar goes from here to here. Money will get you like that. Again, we said 5 to 10%. 5 to 10% is a lot, but it's not everything. And you will see just how little it is if you only depend on money, if you solely rely on the finances, the object that you're giving to hold the value, to keep people here around. If you solely rely on the objects, yeah, trust and believe. Trust and believe. 5% is only gonna, you're gonna realize how small 5% is. 10% is. Yeah, you're gonna realize that real soon. Good luck. So ultimately what I'm saying is that as a young guy, your journey starts with you being the homeless man, and it can end with you being the king. It can. Not everybody gets there. Some people die along the way. Who knows? Maybe you're one of the ones that die along the way. Unlucky. I could be one of the ones that die along the way. I haven't made it there yet. Why do you think I'm doing this? Because I'm still going, still moving. I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be saying, I'm the king. I'm not the king. I'm not there yet. Right? Some of us die along the way, some of us make it. But the vast majority of people never actually try. The vast majority of people never actually engage. You might see a video. I think the video I'll post it after this one, but I've already made it before this. Today is the 29th of June 2025. The time is 9:10 p.m. 21:10 o'clock. Right? So anyway, I already made the video that I'm referencing right now, but you haven't seen it probably. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, right. The video I'm referencing is the one where I speak about the difference between the spectators and those who actually play, those who actually engage. I use the analogy of the Formula One races. You have millions, billion, if not billions, of Formula One spectators watching on the TV, watching at the stadium, all over the world. You have so many people watching. How many people are actually racing? Let's just say 100. And I think in the video I did say 100. I used the example of 50 to 100. You have 50 to 100 races, yet millions, if not billions, of people just watching, spectating, not actually engaging nor racing. And that's the difference between those who choose to be the king, those who choose to walk on this path of being the king. 50 to 100 of you will make it. Cool. There can be more. There can be more if more people would try. But the problem is the fact that people don't even try. People would rather spectate because they're scared of crashing and burning. And just because you enter the race doesn't mean you're going to cross the finish line. But if you don't enter the race, you're guaranteed to never cross the finish line. You don't even cross the starting line. But in that video, I branch off on a different side of this particular conversation. But that's for that video, right? Well, for me, it's the past. For you, it's the future. It's crazy, right? I like how this works. I like how this works. Anyway, um, I'm having fun, but a little bit, whatever. But you have the potential value within you. A king gives you a gift. You value it. A homeless man gives you the exact same gift. You don't value it. Why? Because it comes from a valueless place, a place of little worth and little value. Whereas the one from the king comes from a place of great worth and great value. So you honor the king. You honor the thing that has given you the gift more than the gift itself. And the respect placed onto the gift is the same as the respect placed onto the thing that has given you the gift. That really needs to be understood. That really needs to be understood. That really needs to be understood. Genuinely. So we start out as the homeless man, and you have the choice to tap into your potential value, to become something. I think I'll actually post, or I'll actually play it at the end of this one, a little clip of the video I made like 2, 3 years ago on the same topic of being the homeless man and the king. Right? I'll probably play it if I can find it, if I still have it. I have the hard drive, but it's just that the hard drive doesn't actually connect. It's kind of broken. So I'll have to find a new hard drive and take that one apart to use certain parts in order to make this old hard drive work so I can get the source, the videos and shit like that. But if I can do that, cool. If I can't do that, then whatever, right? But you get the point. The point is you have to build yourself into a source of value. You have to build yourself into the source of value. It's not about what the external world can give. It's about what you can give. It's what you have to offer. It's what you are. Are you the tree that bears fruit? Are you the half grown tree that was nurtured for 1 year or 2 years and then just left alone and never grew because you stopped nurturing it? And remember, this is a lifelong process. It's lifelong nurturing and lifelong maintenance that needs to be done. It's not easy. Trust me, it is not easy. It is not easy. It is not simple. It's not. It's none of those things. It is the hardest, most complex thing ever known to man, ever. In all of ever. It is. So the question, yeah, what are you? Right? What are you? Or are you the seed? The seed that could have been something. You could have been great. I made a video today, same day. It was today as well, wearing this exact same thing, but I think I was wearing the bucket hats at the beginning of the video. If you see that, if it is there, then I guess cool. But if it's not, then I'm not wearing the bucket hat. But I said that this morning to myself. I said I was looking at myself in the mirror and I said to myself, "You could have been great. You could have been something." And that's not to say that I'm this 90-year-old guy who's wasted his entire life and now regrets everything. No, but it's just the feelings felt perhaps by that person who was 90 years old. I was feeling those similar feelings because I I just keep realizing that there are things that I do that hinder my progress and hinder my growth and hinder my ability to be better and to be greater, and they will affect me in very negative ways if I do not stop and if I do not change them, right? And I use an example. Anyway, we don't need to get into that. But say like eating habits. For me, eating habits is a problem. I don't eat. I've never dieted really in my life. Apart from one time when I did this men's physique competition, I've never really dieted. I just eat and I train harder than the shit that I ate. So at least that's what I tell myself. I tell myself, train so much that the shit that you ate is just destroyed within your body as a result of you training like crazy. So you can eat whatever the shit you want to eat, but you just know that you're training it out. You're out training the garbage. So you consume garbage, but that's the problem. You're still consuming garbage, and that's the problem. That's what I mean when it's like these things will hurt you in the future if you continue to do them, and it just hinders your growth, and that's what's happening to me really. So it's just things I have to change. Really is things I just have to change, and yeah, it's just a part of the growth. It's a part of it. It's a part of you nurturing this little seed that will this acorn, so to speak, that will become a great oak tree if you choose to nurture it. If you choose to feed it the right things, water it with the right substances, allow it to develop the right resistances. A lot of people, you can use the example with trees themselves. If you grow a tree indoors, it won't develop the strong stem to withstand strong, heavy winds. And if it doesn't develop that and you put it outside, it'll be easily blown over, at least much easier than it should be. Whereas if you grow this thing and then you put it in a pot plant and you let that go outside and it builds the resistance, fractures, it's like a boxer's hands fractures, or at least a fighter's hand, whatever. it breaks little and it builds itself up against the within that field of resistance, within the field of, you know, things pushing back and pushing against it, and it's constantly fighting, and it grows, and the sun is the side, so it bends this way, and it goes this way and that way, and it just keeps growing and fighting for its life, essentially, every single day of its life. And it builds itself up, and it becomes yay big. When it's yay big, you look at it and you're like, oh shit, that's pretty big. You take it out the pot plant and you put it into the ground, and then you again take care of it still, but now it's stronger. It can, to some degree, take care of itself, but you still take care of it. That's important. So it grows and it grows and it grows. It becomes this great tree. Oak trees don't bear fruit, as far as I know. There's no fruit that you get from an oak tree. Not that I know of, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do bear fruit, but I just don't know. But at some point you'll drop an acorn, and that acorn will be your offspring, so to speak. And you now have the wisdom of an oak tree to share to this acorn, right? It's an interesting analogy. So I use the tree because pretty much anything would have been valid, but I just like the one with the tree because I guess I've done it before. Regardless, it's important that you understand this to be the reality, objective reality, because there is the truth and there are multiple truths that exist as well, but there is the truth that must be understood as a fundamental fact of reality. And this is one of those things that are the truth. You have this value within you, the potential to be something. All you have to do is nurture that seed. And if you can nurture the seed, well, you can become the tree that bears fruit. But remember, the tree does not eat its own fruit. It sources its strength, its nutrients from other things, from something else entirely, from the earth, from nature, from whatever you'd like to call it, from God. The tree sources its strength from things outside of the fruit it bears. The fruit it bears is for everything and everyone else. You have the right to the action of bearing the fruit, not the right to the fruit. You do not eat the fruit. That's very important to understand. And that just passes over a lot of people's heads. A lot of people don't hear what I'm saying. They hear the noise, but they don't hear what I'm saying. A lot of people don't get what I'm saying. And that's okay. With time, it just all this stuff takes time. But understand that as a fundamental fact. I'll see you in the next one. I think there's like a spider crawling on me or some shit.